Nice. All right, so I'm going to folks, I'm going to wind you up, let you go, man. um, you know, just we'll talk sort of around how you first came to the club. What type of things were you involved in? What impact did it have on your life? How what things did you learn at the club that you still use today? Where would you have been if the club weren't involved in your life? Those types of things. And this is you and I talking. We'll just kick this through. You ready? Awesome. So, first of all, congratulations. You're late, but no matter. Brooks, how did you first come to be involved with the Boys and Girls Club?
Well, the Boys and Girls Club began to impact my life at a very critical time. When I was 9 years old, my dad did what I call a Houdini, basically a disappearing act.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and him divorced, and then he was totally out of the picture from there. And it left a void in my life that needed to be filled by something. And it was going to be filled by something. Fortunately for me, right down the road was the Boys and Girls Club. And I signed up, I believe, for $2 a year. And I was hooked from the start. It was the basketball court, the ping pong table, the pool table, and the games. It just got you excited about coming to the club. But those things, they get old after a while. What kept me coming back was the staff, the relationship with the staff. It was the words of affirmation, the praise, the recognition I was starving for that I was getting on a daily basis. It was my unit director, David Campbell, seeing something in me before I could see it in myself, assuring me I could be far more than I ever dreamed possible. And it just filled that void that I had, and I just kept coming back.
What kinds of activities you guys get involved in?
Oh, wow. And that was the great thing about Boys and Girls Clubs. It exposed you to games and activities that I'd never heard of. Of course, the pool and basketball hooked you. But there was other things like soccer, golf program, handball. There was things like Smart Moves, which is a program, based on helping kids make right decisions. And what was phenomenal about this particular program, a lot of programs tell students or kids, say no, just say no. The great thing about this program was it taught you how to say it. They sat us down and said, don't just say no, here's how you say it. Here's the conversation and what it sounds like. Now let me hear you say it. So it was role playing. And that role play stuff has continued on with me today. I use these same skill sets I learned at Boys and Girls Club today. Communication, teamwork, conflict resolution. All these skills are intertwined into the programs that Boys and Girls Club have. And the cool thing is, you don't even know it when you're participating. It's these peripheral things that are happening along the way, making you the citizen that you're going to become. I think a guy named Christopher Stone said, citizenship is doing more than you're required and less than you're allowed. So one of the key things Boys and Girls Club taught me was service to others. And then they provided the opportunities. So when I became a teenager, I was a junior staff member. I was involved in Torch Club, Keystone Club, service project oriented. We'd rake yards for older folks in the community. And so you're learning how to give back what you've been given. And it's just carried on with me into my life today.
Tell me about some of your fondest memories.
Well, for me, Boys and Girls Clubs, when I even consider it and think about it and ponder it, the biggest word that comes to my mind is opportunity. And there's just so much opportunities to be exposed to things I'd never been exposed to. It was really a series of firsts for me. First time I ever left the state of South Carolina was with Boys and Girls Clubs. First time I ever flew commercially was with Boys and Girls Clubs. First time I ever got in front of an audience to speak was with Boys and Girls Clubs. And some of those fondest memories were being involved in the Keystone Club and traveling with a delegate out of state to meet with teenagers from all over the country that you would never have an opportunity to meet, and seeing how much of the same issues we were facing together, and we come up with real solutions to these problems, and then take them back to our club and share them with other members and people in the community. And one of those trips was to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We stayed in the William Penn Hotel. I'd never even seen buildings that tall, much less a hotel that large. And it was just a phenomenal experience. One of the things that sticks out in my mind is we all went to an Italian restaurant. Now, the only thing I knew about Italian food was pizza at this time, Pizza Hut maybe. And they took us to a nice Italian restaurant, and we're all looking at the menu, and we really don't know what to order. And so I played it safe. I ordered pizza, but there was this other guy with us. He ordered linguine, and none of us knew what linguine was, but that's what he ordered. So when the waiter brought the food, he's staring at his food, and I said, "What's wrong, man?" He said, "This isn't linguine." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Noodles." So, it was just exposing us to the bigger picture in different cultures. And that's really some of the most fond memories I have, or some of the friendships I built along the way. And then the relationship I have with my unit director. He was a critical part of me wanting to come back and participate in the programs.
Where would you be today without Boys and Girls Club?
That's a good question. I don't have a crystal ball, but the Boys and Girls Club in my neighborhood was strategically placed. I mean, there was an arena of options there, and so much that could have gone wrong that probably didn't, because I was involved in structured programs. May not have graduated high school, and then may not have gone to college. There was such an emphasis on education. Do your homework first, work now, play later, getting that in. And then the cool thing was, if you did a good job, there was recognition and awards. I remember the first time I was Youth of the Month. I'm like, wow, I'm taking this plaque home. Look, Mom, I'm Youth of the Month. And then, wow, you know what? If you were Youth of the Month, they put you in the running for Youth of the Year. And I remember the first time I went for the Youth of the Year competition, I didn't even win it, but we had this big awards dinner. And I didn't receive Youth of the Year, but I got this other award called the Sir Thomas J. Lipton Sportsmanship Award. I got this big award, like, look, Mom, I have sportsmanship, which is one of the fundamental tenets of Boys and Girls Club. I believe in God and the right to worship according to my own faith and religion. I believe in America, in the American way of life, in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I believe in fair play, honesty, and sportsmanship. I believe in my Boys and Girls Club, which stands for these things. So, you're learning all these things, and then, of course, in 1989, I went back for the Youth of the Year competition for Boys and Girls Clubs of the Midlands, and I won. Went on to the State Youth of the Year competition and won State Youth of the Year, which was exciting. Got to meet the governor of the state. They took us out on the floor of the House of Representatives and acknowledged us in front of everyone. And so it was really cool. And without Boys and Girls Club, I don't participate in these activities. So you could almost fill in the blanks of what would have happened had I not been involved in it.
Nice.
I don't like to think about those things, though.
This video is going to be posted on our website, and thousands of kids and parents will view it over the course of the time. What message would you relay to some of the kids who are coming to the club or thinking about coming to the club now?
I would say enjoy it, have a blast, be open to new opportunities and activities. Because a lot of times at first you hear something like, I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like fun. And then before you know it, you're like, wow, I didn't realize how much fun that this could be. So be open to the programs that are there, and just knowing that you're in good hands. The staff is well trained. They're passionate about what they're doing. No one works at Boys and Girls Club to get rich. They come to work at Boys and Girls Club because they're passionate about helping kids reach their full potential. And so if you're a parent, you just have the assurance that, wow, my kid is in a good, safe, quality place, and it's not just a program that's focused on activity. It's a program that's focused on achievement. And they don't confuse potential with performance, you know? So it's not just activity, it's stuff you're doing that's going to make a difference in your life down the road.
You nailed it, sir. You took all of it. I was going to ask you about the parents next. You're good. It's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. You nailed it. Good. That was